How would you dance to that?
The way that I've seen in videos about Africa.
Or the Jamaican daggering videos?
Yeah, daggering, yeah.
You jump off the roof into that pussy. Alright, you guys want to start?
Let's get it.
How are you feeling, Sass?
Great.
That was a hollow great.
No, I am just busy as fuck.
Really? On what?
I was just figuring out my travel for Chicago.
Oh, nice. That's for Sydney Wells?
Yeah.
True.
Alright, ready? I'm only going for I'm flying in tomorrow night and I'm leaving right after the video.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't want to stay there. I want to get home.
Go yak?
No. No, I'm not going to have time.
True.
We're recording at 7 a.m. We're filming at 7 a.m. We'll be out of there by 1. Alright, ready?
Yes.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is June 9th, Monday, 11:30 p.m. We're here live from HQ, Trey's.
So good to see my superstar friends.
So good to see you boys.
Literal superstars in my midst.
It's good to be back.
Of course.
How good is Tires?
It's phenomenal.
It's actually phenomenal.
Yeah, it's very funny.
It's actually laugh out loud funny the entire time, which is such a treat. Francis, you were so good in it.
Great.
It made me excited and so happy for you.
Thank you. That's very nice. I appreciate it.
It was so funny.
I was really pleased with it.
From the moment you come on the screen, it was funny. Pissed me the fuck off. It did, dude. I was like, this motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Who the fuck do you think you are doing that good in a show that big?
Oh, man. That's high praise. Well, thrilled to be in it and had an awesome time watching it and checking it out. But I was saying to people downstairs, because they were saying nice things.
I saw them gathered at your knee like a grandfather passing down oral tradition.
Elder.
Yeah, you're just at the rocking chair on the rundown set as Meek, Phil, and Clemmer sat at your knee.
Yeah, they don't care at all.
That's not true. They definitely do.
They're like, did Barstool make it? No?
No.
Then what is it?
No, that's not true.
So did Dave get in contact with Netflix, or was that you, or how did that work?
Is Dave aware?
So they were gathered around
Was
down.
stool scenes not there filming? Feels like a
Why didn't you
massive
tell us?
missed opportunity.
Why didn't you tell the sales team?
I'm gonna wait and watch it on Snapchat.
We definitely could have gotten ads on tires easily. We could have sold tires.
Yeah.
Why weren't you wearing merch and tires?
Why was there no Kratom ads?
Notice
in
that
the
your
entire
character
season?
had a lot of anxiety. Not even a subtle shout out to BetterHelp? Really? Couldn't even shoehorn that in at all?
So what were they saying downstairs?
They were being really nice, and I said, look, I'm in season 1. I remember thinking when this comes out, that's gonna do it. That'll be it. My career
Billboards,
is gonna be on the fast
HBO
track.
shows,
Anything I want is gonna come my way.
Fuckfests.
And it was just 45-minute round of applause. And that went away and it was right back to things being exactly the same. So I am going to appreciate this moment and, be very happy. And honestly, my thing that I like the most about it is really just that my parents get to watch it and sort of see.
In a context they understand.
They see, they log into Netflix and they select it and it's recommended because I think it's like one of the top 2 shows on Netflix right now, and go to my episode and there I am. And that's really cool for me.
How are the themes for your parents?
Did I ever tell you that there was a period, I don't know if they still do this, but Netflix used to have this thing where it was like it would generate categories of movies or shows that had very long, very specific category names that were tailored to you based on your selections.
Yeah, I remember that. It was just, it would never end. It was like TikTok,
And-
where you could just scroll forever. And
Yeah.
the categories would not stop.
And I tried to write a joke about how my dad was trying to subliminally message to me his desire to be closer to me as a father and son via the Netflix categories that were being created. Like one of them I remember was like father-son reunion stories. Like,
Bonding over baseball with my favorite little boy.
Movies about fathers who want their sons to understand how proud they are of them, but don't exactly know how to vocalize it. And because I shared their Netflix account, so I thought that was like his way of Trojan horsing it. But
unfortunately, that joke doesn't play these days
no.
in this capitalist society that we live in.
Well, they got rid of that, didn't they?
Yeah, because now everyone's got to pay the fucking $18 a month or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
No sharing.
They
That's
also
such
don't even
bullshit.
really do those categories anymore.
No, they don't do that.
It's
at
really
all.
just like thrillers, mysteries, comedies.
They made the product worse, and they heightened the price by a lot.
Sure.
It was probably telling on some people. It was probably like Japanese cartoon boobs.
When I was really young, I used to get like, because it was like we would share when I was in middle school or high school, and we would share Netflix. And I'd be like, if my parents saw that I watched this, they're not going to be happy. So I would have to like I would make a new account, watch something, and then delete the account. Like I would make a new account under the same. I'd make a new profile under the same account.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff were you
and
watching?
then I'd watch like a Kevin Hart stand-up special, and then I would wipe the profile.
Honey, who's watching
We
this?
said no black comedians.
That's
This
hilarious.
isn't John Mulaney.
Didn't raise you in Massachusetts.
You watch the drug addict philandering white guy, not the philandering black guy.
No, but shout out Netflix. Love Netflix.
Shout out to tires. I heard that there was more fucking on this set of tires than White Lotus.
Oh yeah, of course.
I heard that they just sequester you
Big
away
fuck fest
in Westchester, and
Yeah.
you just it's just like Caligula.
Yeah, that's it. Well, why do you think I took my shirt off while I was reading this book?
Of course.
Just as a peacocking method.
Yeah.
There's so many great cameos. I turned on fucking episode 6 or 7, and Feidelberg is talking to Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
What the fuck was that?
Unbelievable.
It pissed me off.
We were shooting something yesterday, and I was asking Fights about it because I was like, I didn't recognize you at first, and I was like, were you wearing a wig? And he was like, no, it was his real hair.
Yeah.
And he said that they just did it like that. And then they changed his role because his hair was like, well, clearly you're not a car salesman. Because they like pretty much gave him like a perm.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, you're going to be a bartender now.
What?
Yeah.
Who changed his hair?
Just the hair and makeup people, I think.
Well, and that changed the whole role.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he said.
'Cause
He
they
said
went
he's pretty
rogue?
sure, yeah.
What?
So, yeah, he was in the convention episode, and I could see I see what you mean. He would have been like another salesperson there. I thought that was the best episode of the series.
The convention
of
one?
the season. Yeah, the convention one.
I haven't finished the whole show. I'm like halfway through, but
Dude, it's so funny. And that guy, Brock Majors, is fucking hysterical.
the Brock Majors thing was really
And
fucking
he was
funny.
so like to a T
Yeah.
well done
Yeah.
about that genre of motivational speaker. And I think Shane just like wanting to hate watch him was fucking hysterical.
the whole time I was thinking of when you and him went to see what's his name.
Oh yeah, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
What
That's what I was
happened?
thinking of.
Shane brought me to see Jordan Peterson at the
Yeah.
theater.
What? When was this?
I mean, I don't know.
I think you
years
told
ago?
the story on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there. Can I get a Cliff Notes?
I don't even really remember a whole lot about it. Other than that, I wasn't familiar really with Jordan Peterson, and he came out and he started crying, and I was like, "What is happening right now?" He was so worked up and so upset about maybe the state of the world, or I was flabbergasted.
He's hilarious.
And people were like leaning in as if it was
Yeah,
like a
that's his
fucking,
whole thing, though.
one of those major evangelical churches.
Have
And
you seen when people will be like, he'll be like an interview with Jordan Peterson, and they'll be like, "How are you?" And he'll sit for like 2 minutes, and he'll be like, "Curious, determined, sad beyond words, tortured. How are you?" And it's like, dude, oh my God.
How do I even approach that question?
But my favorite thing about the tires part was when they did the take your shirt off. Because there's a dude that actually does that.
Oh yeah.
And he there was one where he's like up on this dude that he wears like skin tight shirt, and then he wears these like insane short shorts. And they will do that. But oh my God, dude, when he rips his shirt off, the jack guy rips his shirt off, and then the guy grabs just his skin.
Yeah.
And he's like,
what is this?
What is this? I was like screaming, laughing. That was so funny.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's body is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was like, dude, that reminded me of like I don't know. I feel like that genre of television, like to that level, hasn't been around in a while. Of just like a really well written, funny sitcom.
Yeah, when Shane's going around and he's like, "I'm Jewish," and then he's like, "I'm not Jewish."
Yeah.
It's just like a montage that could have been a throwaway.
Yeah,
that had something in it, dude. I thought I saw Gerben and Shane on Schultz's podcast, and they were like kind of like. At first, they were being nice about Gerben's body, and then they were being like kind of like talking shit on it. And then he popped his shirt off, and his body looks fucking great.
Yeah,
he's got a pretty normal. He's got a pretty normal.
He
body.
maximized his frame. Don't you think he did the best he could with his frame?
No, I think he's got more potential.
I feel like he maximized his frame. I feel like his frame, like everything's there for what his frame is.
I don't know.
He has this avalanche of shoulders that he can't really build on, but I feel like he really maximized his frame.
I feel like his frame is his current body is my peak frame. Like that would be me peaking out on my frame. I think you
have broader shoulders.
No.
You do, dude. I'm telling you.
But he has more potential for
I'm just reading the news.
Peak frame.
No, you have more potential.
No, he has more potential.
You have wider, but he's done more with
But I have
less.
wider hips.
Yeah, but that's nice.
No, that kills your
Gerben has the silhouette of a woman in a burqa. It just sort of drapes off of his head straight down in a triangle.
Here's the frame of the guys who are trap maxing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the guys who
trap max? Yeah,
who just
where they do one.
They'll just grow one trap.
Yeah, it's awesome, and they like commit to it for like a year, and then it is noticeably larger than the other.
Yeah, like the guy who's the traitor in 300.
Yeah,
I've never seen 300.
You never saw 300?
Oh,
No.
no, the traitor, the troll
ugly
guy.
troll guy who's like totally misshapen.
He's one huge trap.
Yeah.
But Sass,
well,
I'm sorry, I just have to touch it before we leave your body. I think that you've been having a bit of a Wembanyama situation.
What does that mean?
Where they like measured him and he was like, he had grown 3 inches even though he's a fully grown adult. I passed you in the hallway. I think you're an easy 6'3" if you engage your core and straighten your spine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think you might be 6'3".
No, I'm not even close to 6'3".
I
will say we
6'3".
were Owen, you sent that photo yesterday of me fights and we were filming with someone else. Little cameo, I won't spoil, but
Vaughn.
I was like, damn, I'm a lot taller because I was like, I'm way taller, closer to that person's height than I would have thought I was. Because it was a taller person.
This is a good hint. I want to have
could be like anybody.
I want to.
Wait, but before we go off on that,
I didn't until you said it.
I was gonna say, speaking of big hips, I watched Julio's Alaska video. Incredible,
yeah,
dude. It was like up there with any outdoors video I've ever watched.
Yeah,
like insanely
dude, his
well
travel
shot.
stuff is incredible.
Yeah,
it really is.
It was an insanely well made video. Very, very, very recommended.
Great,
completely.
huge hips.
Huge hips though on him. Yeah, he's got big hips.
You wouldn't feel it if he gave birth.
No.
They would somersault out of it.
Yeah. Tires is fucking phenomenal.
Phenomenal. You should be so proud. But isn't it sad how you said earlier that like literally no feeling of triumph lasts?
Yeah, that's kind
why
of what
whenever
I was saying,
you like if someone does something like say you came out with a special, everyone would be like, "So what's next for you?"
Right.
It's like let me live in the moment. That's why dudes, after they win a Super Bowl, they're like, and we're going to fucking win again next year. Because they probably don't even have the high.
I think A.J. Brown said it lasted for like a day. And then the next day he was like, well, I kind of want to just get back to playing.
Yeah, I just like playing.
Dude, I remember watching this clip of on Larry King. The guest was the guy from SNL who did all the AT&T commercials with the kids. What was that guy's name?
Jared.
Yep. From Subway.
No, it's Melissa Weintraub, right?
I have no clue, to be honest.
No, it's that guy who, is from Good Neighbor stuff.
Ben.
No,
Beck
there's
Bennett?
Kyle Moon. Beck Bennett. Well done.
Beck Bennett.
Beck Bennett. So he was on.
Did he do a bunch of AT&T commercials?
Yeah, that was his like thing.
Oh, really?
I think those contributed to him getting SNL.
Oh, I did not know that.
And that's one of your goats.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
I would
he's so
say
funny.
for sure. Yeah, Good Neighbor stuff is like some of the best sketches ever.
Yeah. So he was on Larry King, and Larry King asked him a question like, "What do you wish you had known earlier or something?" And his answer was, "I wish I had known that you never make it. Like even when you make it, you have to keep making it.
Oh yeah.
There's never some sort of like promised land that you get to where all of a sudden you can like cruise or coast at that level.
Yeah.
You have to constantly continue to hunt no matter what. You think like, well, Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Okay. So, isn't he just like chilling in his house saying no to that script, no to that script? Oh, Martin Scorsese, I'll actually read this one. And then he's like, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's like 4 people in the fucking industry
at
that level. Every single other person is fighting for their next paycheck. It's just orders of magnitude more at a certain level.
Yeah.
Even like Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell, 2 of like the funniest guys of all time. During that Conan O'Brien thing, everybody's like, well, your last 7 movies sucked. It's like, dude, these are like some of the funniest humans that have ever made content.
Yeah.
And then there's still like a punchline that they have to tell themselves just so they can seem self-aware. They've made 7 shitty movies in a row.
Yeah.
It is crazy how many big actors, how many shitty, like if you look at their IMDb and you're like, damn, I didn't realize that like most like big actors have like 4 good movies. And then like
only like Daniel Day-Lewis has no misses.
75, like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes movies.
Yeah.
Like genuinely.
Like Snow Gangsters.
Dude,
Yeah.
You know who's the king of that, by the way? Is Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Samuel L. Jackson is revered.
Yeah.
And you think of him, you're like, that guy's done some amazing movies. Go look at his IMDb page.
That's what
he's been in 400 movies, and I would bet you his average Rotten Tomatoes score is in the single digits.
Yeah.
He probably did something called like Dog Detective or something like
exactly.
that. Just like random shit.
But
a
those
bag's
movies
a bag.
probably pay them so much money.
Yeah.
There's probably a movie where like, all right, the script sucks, the movie sucks. Let's blow the budget on Samuel L. Jackson.
Dude, there's certain actors that like there's certain actors that even though Nicolas Cage is another example.
Oh yeah. You could really do it with most actors except for like the best of all time.
We're never not going to think that Nicolas Cage is a movie star, right?
Yeah.
But Nicolas Cage could put out 100 horseshit movies in a row.
Yeah.
And then maybe he'll put one out that's like, ooh, did you see him in Pig?
Yeah.
Wow, what a genre bending, departure from his typical thing.
Pig was good.
Like National Treasure, banger. I think there's like more National Treasure movies than there are Fast and Furious movies. Like there's like 70 of them.
Really?
No.
But they're making more. I only knew the first and second one.
I think there might be more. I think there's more than 2.
Just crank
I could
it
be
out.
wrong. I just wanted to make that joke.
It's a good joke. Fast and Furious is coming up on Land Before Time. Wasn't there like 20 Land Before Time movies?
I don't remember.
Do you guys know Land Before Time?
Yeah, the last one was Time. Because the land caught up to the time.
Before times.
Shane, I'll tell you that the outfit I chose to wear for the red carpet, like the premiere, that was a very difficult decision. And
Because you knew you were going to get made fun of by.
Gardini told me you said you had 2 outfits.
Gardini told me you said you had 2 outfits.
what in mind?
He said that you guys hung out the night before, and he was like, Francis said he's got 2 outfits, and he said he doesn't know which one he's going to pick.
I think what I told him, that's a little lost in translation. I had another outfit that I didn't bring that I was choosing between.
I see.
And I think it was that
It was
lime
too
green.
big to pack.
It was the
It
was the Kim Jong-un Easter outfit that you guys said.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
Key
would have
lime
been
pie.
sick. That would
Yeah.
have gone so well on the red carpet.
I wanted to wear that, but I just knew that throughout the night Shane would have been hunting me down to come up with new ways to shove me in an absolute locker of shame.
Can you bring up your picture? What was it? What did you actually wear?
I ended up wearing.
It was like a sweater vest,
No,
button
just
down
a
type.
black polo with, it was black polo with those like gray dress pants that I have. This is it right here.
But it's
It's a screensaver.
it's see through.
Pretty understated.
It's see through though.
It's a little sheer, I'll admit. I think the way the light's hitting it is making it more sheer than it actually is.
You know that they probably like developed new camera lights in 2001 to try and see Anne Hathaway's nipples or something like that.
Yeah.
You know that they
Absolutely.
World's first X-ray camera.
they definitely started some new shit on the red carpet too. They're exploiting you and your great pecs.
Is it a thermal lens?
This is the camera that actually found Bin Laden.
Green goggles.
But yeah, I went with that, and even so, I mean, I was getting dressed at Shane's house, and I walked out, and I was like, all right, I'm so glad I went with the tone down. I'm so glad I cranked
Why?
it
Because
back.
were they all in like shorts and a t-shirt?
Yeah,
Just
she was
M1
wearing
basketball
jeans
shorts.
and a t-shirt, you know?
Yeah.
And I walked out, and immediately Shane goes, Frank, those pants.
But you needed to give him that. Like, I feel like that was like, what are you going to wear? I feel like you needed to give him something to chew on, make him a little bit less nervous.
Well, I tried to say, look, this could be my last premiere ever. My career is just not where yours is, and I have to savor these moments. So
right. You got to go out swinging.
I wanted to.
Wait, so you stayed with him?
Yeah.
How'd that work out? Did he invite you or did you invite you?
I don't even know. I think that his assistant told me that I could. And
That's
then
so
I
nice.
cleared it with him. He's really low key about all that. He's very
I'd
generous.
imagine that I can picture that text conversation.
I don't even think
Can I stay at your
I
place?
didn't ask.
Okay.
Yeah. I think on the way I was like, hey, I'm staying at your home, right? And he was like, yeah, they told me.
Someone
like
told
that.
him?
That would give me an unbelievable amount of anxiety.
Yeah, dude, it was one of those things where I was like, should I bring this up?
For like
Or should I just sneak in?
Yeah.
And like then
I'd
in
be
the
out in
morning,
the
knock on
yard.
the door with
Yeah.
coffee and be like, I came to visit.
I just cowboy camped it in the yard.
Boy, he's
On the
bringing
back.
a lot of coffee over.
Yeah. Back doubles over as a good mattress, believe it or not.
He
Yeah.
probably just has a wing though that you could kind of hide in, and like there's got to be maid quarters or something that you could just.
It was great. He's got a lovely house.
course.
And I had a great
Pop the top.
time. I went in the
Stretch the
pool.
legs.
I heard
went
you
in the
popped the
pool,
top on the
shirt
plane.
on.
and I
should have gone shirt on.
I
in the
should have kept
pool.
my shirt on.
Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been funny.
I should have. I learned that later. But I was going to say that there was this huge sort of collection of all these great people down there at the same time. So Caleb and Glennie
Oh,
and
yeah.
their whole crew were down there. They came to the premiere.
enemy.
And Kevin and John were there with their KFC radio crew. And then all the people involved with the show.
Mhm.
So it's really fun.
When do we travel as a crew?
Yeah, we don't really.
I feel like
we don't
as
really,
there's-
we don't really roll as a team.
Everybody's rolling squad deep.
yeah.
I think we should kind of squat. Mob
Caleb
up.
and Glennie.
I can't even
KFC
get
and Paz
Sass
and-
to respond to a text message, let alone book flights
I was
together.
texting you all weekend, talking you off the ledge.
I think at one point I went, Harry, are you okay? You had
You
responded.
did do that, but it was because I did have a big weekend
Yeah.
and I was very busy.
I know that you're responding to somebody with the right frequency. So I'm just in a
I respond to you more than I responded to you immediately after you texted me. This more like it's Mondays. I gotta wake up early and reply to texts.
You make me feel needy.
Like I had to reply to like 15 texts this morning.
You
and be
make me
like,
feel
this.
You're like gaslighting me into being a needy girlfriend.
No, Francis, I literally was texting you the entire. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a lot of unresponded to questions.
There really isn't. Like look at all that blue from me.
Well, yeah, you come back in
That's a strategy of the late texter. You send 4 texts and be like, I texted you 4 times, but they're all like 1 word texts. You just stack them up.
I had a pretty big weekend. I bought a PC.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Would you win the lottery or something?
No, my
Well, Francis has tires. I might as well treat myself.
no, my loaner.
Are you like terminally ill?
No, it actually. Well, what happened was my loaner work laptop broke. I got logged out of our like security firewall login thing. Whole thing. I was like, well, I need a computer. I don't even have a computer for myself at home. And then I was looking online at PCs, and I was like, all right, they're actually the same price, if not cheaper than a Mac. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a PC.
Wow.
So I just bought a pre-built
Where'd you get it?
Best Buy.
And you just walked it home and set it up right away?
No, I got it delivered.
Nice.
Same day delivery.
Is it
$10 extra?
Is it a good one that you will not outgrow and that will
Yeah, you
service
can-
your gaming needs?
It's one. I'm not
you
really
upgrade
gaming
it?
on it.
You're not gonna game on it?
I played.
What the heck?
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I did buy it, and I was like, I'm kind of just using it for work shit. But it's got all these like neon lights and stuff.
You're sending emails?
Yeah.
That
That is like
my
the
last
first thing.
email.
The first thing I did when I got it, I was like, all right, I got to send a bunch of emails.
Dude, we've
and I'm
been
using like
talking
this like neon keyboard with fucking.
we've been talking about this PC for months.
All right, well, I'll tell you about it. So I did. So I played Halo on it, which was sick. I'm incredible at Halo, obviously.
You know what? I'm actually not bad at Halo.
Really?
Yeah.
Set it
Halo's
up.
fun as fuck.
We could play Halo together and you wouldn't be upset.
Dude, I've been telling you for months to get a game, to get a console.
I'm worried it's a slippery slope.
It's really not.
I'm worried that if as soon as I get one and I start playing video games, that'll be
It's really not. Like I play
the end of everything.
me, my friend, like me, Matt, and Nate and Mook play like a ton of video games.
What about Bo?
Bo will play like he'll come on and he'll play for like an hour and a half and get off.
He's adjusted.
I see.
It's not that crazy.
Some people can do it in moderation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he's got the addiction in him. He just fights it off.
Yeah,
better
I
than
mean,
most.
Bo and I are kindred spirits.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I could see myself being sort of like a Bo figure.
You're a Bo archetype in their group.
Yeah.
Let me take you guys back in time and build you up to the PC.
I also really quickly though, I like in the way that you're friends, like you have that core group of 4.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are the Sex and the City cast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I could see myself taking a quiz on AOL Instant Messenger.
Are you a Bo?
Which of Harry's friends are you?
Yeah.
I'm such a Bo. I'm such a Bo.
Yeah.
Roan's more of a...
I'm a Harry.
Roan's a Peters, I would say, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Roan's got Peters.
He's
written
definitely
all
got a
over
little
him.
Peters in him.
Yeah.
No, Peters is he's more sure of himself and just a quiet killer.
Yeah, a little bit. Nah, you got a little Peters in you.
Definitely
That's nice.
Peters.
It's nice to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to take the quiz and find out I'm a Peters.
We should develop that quiz. We can do it on Harry's PC.
Well,
Let's take us back in time first, and we'll see.
Yeah.
So I was sitting at my desk, right? I think it was like a Thursday or Friday. I had a day where I didn't really have anything going on.
Okay.
And I was sitting at my desk. What are those?
Retro sours.
Retro sours. What is in them? Drugs?
Sour.
It's just a little sour candy.
Oh,
Mostly sour.
very fun.
We're just preparing to suckle during your
yeah,
story.
please don't.
Now that you're kicking off a saga,
yeah, please.
I figured I should settle in with some candy.
Please do not suck into the mics.
We're just sucking back here. I'm sucking back
people
here.
aren't gonna like that.
I'm
like
not
that,
sucking on the
wouldn't
mic.
Now people are gonna hate that.
Okay.
Well, anyways, so I was sitting at my desk And my desk situation, it goes back and forth. I wasn't thrilled with my setup. There's a certain level of desk that I was trying to
bare
achieve.
bones.
It's not bare bones, but it's almost there, but it's not. It wasn't quite there. Something was missing. And what I realized was it was 10 inches. It was 10 inches of desk that was missing. Because my desk faces this wall, and it was kind of in the middle of the wall, but I had space. It was all the way up against the left wall, but I had 10 inches, I measured it, of extra space on the right. And I was like, I feel like if I move the desk up against the right side of the wall, making it even, then I'll have this extra 10 inches. So what I did, I was going to try and find like some sort of desk extension, but I was worried that it wouldn't be strong enough to hold shit. So I built a shelf right on next to the desk, added the 10 inches, changed the game completely.
What'd you build it with?
I just built it.
What is it out of?
It's like I ordered a wood plank.
And how did you attach it?
How'd you support it?
You have to get like the bindings for the plank. So it's like a 90-degree angle metal piece that you drill in.
Right.
And you drilled it. You have a drill?
I had to get a drill.
How long of screws did you use?
Not long.
Did you do guide screws first?
Like drill in and drill out.
No, the plastic.
Well, you create a little bit of a hole so that you can then do the bigger screw, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. So you know carpentry?
No. That is the bare bones of carpentry.
I mean, look, man, you did pretty well. You knew that you needed the 90-degree sort of shelf.
Oh, I just
elbow.
looked it all up.
You looked it all up?
Yeah, just Googled how to build a shelf.
I love this, man.
It's pretty enterprising.
I know you guys are going to hate this. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, the extra 10 inches has changed my life completely.
Well, sure. Is it more of an aesthetic thing that it was bothering you that the gap was
there? There was just too much clutter on my desk, and now there's no clutter at all.
I love that you, instead of decluttering your desk, went out and bought more desk.
Well, exactly, because I was like, this shit I all want on my desk.
You learned carpentry so that you could spread your clutter out more.
No, it's not. It's necessary clutter.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, then it wouldn't be clutter, would it?
No, because it's like shit that like I have those shelves on the wall like in my kitchen. Yeah. So I would take all that shit when I was cleaning and I would put it on those shelves. But then it would always end up back on my desk.
What kind of stuff are we talking about?
It's just like controllers, wires, shit.
There are these professional organizers. Have you ever heard of these people?
Mexicans?
Asians. Marie Kondo, bro.
Yeah, Asians work too.
No, there are people that will come to your home.
But I don't need those people. That's what I'm showing.
I'm just saying to you, there are services which, first of all, would have cost less than what you spent
Mexicans
on your...
is insane.
Why? You said Asians at the exact same time.
Because mine is accurate.
How is yours more accurate than mine?
Japan is all about simplicity. Mexico is all about Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I got my shit.
That's
at Home Depot.
Well,
that's
you went south of the border. That's how you solved your issue.
I went boots on the ground.
I'm just saying, you could have gone,
with everything going on in this country right now, I figured it's good to, learn shit myself.
Yeah.
You're not always going to have these guys at Home Depot. You have to get out of the nest a little bit. Imagine you driving to Home Depot and like being like, I need 3 guys to build a 10-inch plank next to my desk.
Renting a U-Haul.
They all like run and jump
I need a 24 by 10-inch plaque of wood. Dude, you could have just carried that on the subway.
Like filming it, being like, these 3 Mexican guys got this done in one day.
Yeah.
They finished in a single day.
Alrighty, let's talk about game time. Baseball is back. There's nothing like going to a baseball game, especially last minute. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down closer it gets to showtime. Plus, the Game Time Picks feature makes it even easier to find the great deals on the seats you want. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks settings at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. I was looking at tickets for the Yankees, and I saw Yankees Red Sox, and I saw an amazing Game Time picks deal for great seats.
How much?
Not pricey. The Game Time...
Wow, that sounds so good.
Well, I'm looking right now because I was looking. Well, right now what I'm looking at is Rays at Mets, which the Mets are just having a phenomenal season. I tuned into a little bit of their game last
Well,
night.
they're second place.
Oh, they're
They're
having
top of their division, though.
No, they're second place. The Phillies are ahead of them.
Really?
The Phillies crumble every year in the
I
first
thought
round of the
I looked
playoffs.
last night.
don't
I
have
thought
to
the
worry
Mets
about
were-
that.
Oh, maybe the Mets have taken the.
I thought the Mets.
The Phillies
were
are like the
first.
Cowboys.
Wow, that would be fucking heartbreaking.
But anyways, there's great
Second out now.
seats
Francis,
for
you're
the Rays
right
at
again.
Rays at Citi Field. You can get them for $43 with Game Time picks.
That's awesome.
Oh, the
Good
Phillies
price.
are 1-9 in their last 10. Jesus Christ, they do suck.
Casual. That's a casual right
I
there.
am a casual.
Take the guesswork out of buying with tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BOYDAD for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BOYDAD for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time.
Guys, we have a pretty cool new company that we're working with. It's an awesome app called Chat BCC. Okay, Chat BCC. Basically, this is a group chat app that you guys can follow along in, right? So right now we have our Boy Dad chat. It's got me, Harry, and Ron in it. We are talking to each other. You guys can follow along. You can comment on different things that we say. You can send memes. You can send all kinds of stuff. It's an awesome, cool new app that we are big fans of, and we are actively using it, and it's kind of how we communicate
Like, for
now.
example, we found out that Sass met Louis C.K. and, like, fangirled out to his face first via Chat BCC.
That's right. That's where we send our breaking news. So what we want is for you guys to join our chat. And you can do that by downloading the Chat BCC app, right? And go to boydad.chat. That's our chat. It's the Boydad chat. Boydad.chat. Come crash the chat. We promise it'll be a good time. And this is, we'll interact with you. You can create sort of these side chats that have like side streams off of them, and we'll get in there and mix it up with you guys. This is a far better way to communicate with us than like by DM. Constantly, I get messages from people telling me, hey, can you send this to Harry? Can you ask Harry to do this? Like, tell Harry that this person wants to meet him after this to give him a nice new fishing rod, whatever it is. I don't want to be your messenger boy, okay? So
Well, that's why now you have to stop answering all DMs and only respond to Chat BCCs. Like, if someone from the Navy wants you to fuck their wife or whatever.
Yes. Come over to Chat BCC. We will actively integrate, and everyone can follow along and have a good time there. Chat BCC, boydad.chat.
Okay, guys, can we take a freaking second and talk about food? Can we?
I hope so. I'm hungry. Lord knows it.
This show is all about food deep down because
Mm-hmm.
it's food for thought. And when you think about food, you probably think about unhealthy, thawed out patties that are dripping with grease, especially if we're talking fast food. But if you're on a tight schedule and need to save time, you might not have any other option. And if this sounds familiar, you need to check out Tempo. Tempo is a
Meals.
weekly delivery service that delivers chef-crafted meals from a dietitian-approved menu straight to your door. Tempo serves up fast, feel-good, single-serving meals that are crafted to cook in 3 minutes so you can eat well without sacrificing taste or convenience.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my freaking parents at out there? Sometimes you don't have time to hit the cast iron skillet and chef up a multi-course risotto or whatever. You need something that's going to be fast. You're going to need something, 3 minutes. Something fresh, something delicious. And for a limited time, Tempo is offering our listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/boydad. That's tempomeals.com/boydad for 60% off your first box. Tempomeals/boydad. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Son of a Boy Dad is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, let's take a second to talk about BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
Okay. Men today face immense pressure to perform, to provide, and keep it all together. So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year, and it's often undiagnosed. We've all been very transparent about this on the podcast. I've talked about my issues with it. Harry's talked about his issues with anxiety, things like that. And we just want to let you know that it's totally okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be at your best for yourself and everyone in your life. If you're a man and you're feeling the weight of the world, talk to someone, a friend, a loved one, a therapist. I've been in therapy. It has been vital to my life, absolutely important. I look forward to it. It's a way of kind of just blowing off some steam and reframing my thinking each week so that I can better approach the problems and frustrations of my life. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works. With an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews. It's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time. If it's not working out, they'll help you find someone new, just like that. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/sun. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/sun. Those professional organizers, they have all kinds of insane ways of hiding wires.
Yeah.
They would get you like a little basket to put your controllers in that was designated specifically for that. Look,
I actually could use one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm not telling you how to live your life anymore. I stopped, but I do actually think that you would really be happy with one of those people.
Probably.
They come in, they zhuzh you up a little bit.
You're talking about just a girl, right?
Yeah, like one of those women
You
or
mean
whatever.
girls?
Yeah, those female people.
They'll just put a basket, and you're supposed to like put blankets in the basket.
Yeah, they'll go to the Container Store.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the Container Store?
I was looking at the containers.
There's one on 22nd.
Girls know their way
very
around
close to the Home Depot.
Dude, they navigate that place like the way that you navigate Best Buy.
Yeah.
They plan to go to it like it's a sporting event.
It is really cool. You ever go into a Container Store? I went in with my mom once after I had moved apartments when I was young, and she was like, we need these, and we need this, and we need 2 of those, plastic bins to go under my bed, and because I had no space.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, your tiny shoebox apartment works because you put your winter coats under the bed until you need them.
You vacuum sealed them.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is really like their like red light district. It's like built to like appeal to their biology of nesting, like these deep-seated like female biological traits.
Yeah. It's passed down.
Yeah.
They love that shit. They love a container. My wife just has like a white box, and there's just nothing in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem. Is every box is filled.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do?
Every closet is filled.
You have stuff in each box?
Oh yeah.
You got the wrong boxes then, because they have ones that'll expand somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Let me
in
tell
How
you-
to Train Your Dragon.
I don't really care though about like that's the thing is I really only like the desk is the biggest thing by far for right now.
When I was married, my wife bought these like these things. I don't even know what they're called, but they're for packing. And
Yeah.
and you zip them, and you put your clothes in them,
Mm-hmm.
and you fold your stuff up. You roll your stuff up, and you put your clothes in them real tight, and then you can actually zip it closed in 2 ways,
Mm-hmm.
and it just compresses everything down.
Yeah.
So for a really long trip, if you're traveling for 2 weeks or something
Mhm.
like that, all of a sudden you can fit twice as many clothes in there as you might have thought.
Yeah. That's what we do when we go camping.
Packing. What are they called? Packing. I don't know what they're called.
You could just, you need to just vacuum seal your whole apartment down into like,
Yeah.
and
My
just,
couch.
just
Yeah.
have it like down into
Yeah.
like a small area.
Vacuum seal my couch into a lazy boy.
Don't they say that like all of the matter of the universe could be like crushed down into like marble or something like that?
I could see it
I could see it.
How would that happen?
with the right hydraulic press.
I think that it's
That's
like,
my next thing that I want to pick up.
what is it?
A hydraulic press.
What is that?
Just for crushing shit.
Oh, like the
That's
things that
passive
people
income.
put like marbles in between. you
Yeah.
film it.
Yeah, that's
There's
passive income.
There's a British woman who watches them. And
Yeah,
she's
I-
like,
yeah.
yes, absolutely. I love that.
I know, I see those.
No, not even for a second. I don't like glass.
Yeah, she's amazing. Too crunchy.
Oh, that was quite nice.
You know
actually.
You know what the thing is, dude? Her shit will pop up on my Instagram.
She's really funny.
And I'll be like, I gotta get more of these. And then I click on her profile and I can't find any of them.
Yeah, I think she is perfect. I agree with her on every single one.
Oh yeah.
Weirdly. Yeah.
But do you think that that's like a confirmation bias? Like you think she says it simultaneously?
Yeah,
and
maybe you're right. I don't know because
should do one on your own and audit her and you should go through each one and be like, do I feel good about this? And then watch her video, see how much you lined up on.
Well, there are ones where it starts before the press has touched the thing, and I've already made what I think. I think that's going to be great. I like that, and then I don't. And she can have that as well. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
You need a hydraulic press. Because some stuff you just want to see. It's just like a masculine urge, I think. Or maybe it's feminine too.
If I got a hydraulic press and I put it in my living room and I got like I have like a 4K camera, right? Like I have a Sony camera, and I started just pumping out like brain rot. Like how much money do you think is in that? I think I could make like 10K a month straight up. I swear to God, I think I could
easily.
Yeah,
with just the hydraulic press.
Just the hydraulic press. Just breaking. I would just go to the trash in our
office.
Like
120 frames per second.
Shit. Yeah. I got to go home and I'm going to smash this shit.
I think you'd need to be more more selective than that, though. You know, you'd have to think about what people would be curious to see wrecked.
Yeah, anything. The coasters. Crushing coasters.
I think the Joe Rogan kettlebell in the hydraulic press is 1 million views.
That's like we got to hit a subscriber amount. Like we got to hit some. We got to reach some sort of goal.
Yeah, that's big time.
Before we're crushing the Joe Rogan kettlebell.
That's big time.
Especially because it's not going to be a satisfying crush at all.
You don't know that.
I do. What will happen is the hydraulic press will put up a fight. The Rogan kettlebell will put up a big fight against the press, and then the handle will probably just explode. It'll pop.
Yeah, and then you've created an IED.
Yeah, exactly. Now you just got Rogan's head.
Now it's that movie Warfare on the street outside your apartment.
That is the problem. You need a lot of protective gear.
Did I ever tell you guys? I know I've told this story before, but I'll tell you quickly. One time after Christmas, when I was living in Brooklyn Heights, I lived on the 5th floor of a walk-up, and I needed to get rid of my Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And I could have just dragged it all the way down the hallway, but I knew that would create a huge amount of needles, pine needles, and all that.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And so I decided to just look out my window and drop it out the window if no one was around.
Honestly, when you said you had a Christmas tree on the 5th floor, that was the first thing I thought of.
Right. But here's what happened.
Catapulting it off the...
Dude, this was the problem.
Yeah.
I had this grate, this metal sort of ornamental grate in front of the window because there was no nothing. The whole window opened. So there was and it was this low.
Yeah.
So you could easily have fallen out.
Yeah.
So they had put this old kind of flaking black heavy metal grate that came up to about, I don't know, your waist, right? To create some kind of a railing. And I push the tree out and it gets caught on the grate. So I start shoving it and shoving it, and all of a sudden both the tree and the grate come loose and start falling. And this grate weighed 75 pounds.
Yeah.
And I remember looking out the window. It was just, I remember the silence. There was silence as they fell. And then the grate hit the ground and it exploded into 4,000 pieces of metal that went everywhere. And there was a line of cars along the block. And one of them, its alarm started going off.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being like, I need to get out of the window right now.
Yeah.
And I just sort of faded back. And then I went down and dragged the tree to the place it was supposed to be and then picked up the pieces of the grate. And later on, my super, 2 weeks later, he came by to look at something. And he's like, all right, I need to talk to you about something. And I was like, what's up? And he goes, one of your neighbors who lives below you said that they saw a Christmas tree fall out the fucking window. It just dropped by their window as they're typing at their desk.
Oh no.
Like a poet saw a Christmas tree, and then heard the explosion of the grate. Dude, to this day, it is one of the dumbest. Probably, I've done some dumb shit in my life. That is up there as a top 3 dumbest thing that I could have done. I could have easily killed somebody.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, very
I
easily.
did check to make sure that no one was coming because I didn't want anyone to see me throw a Christmas tree off the 5th floor of a window. But even so, if someone had walked out of the entrance of my building right at that minute and been gored by the ball bearings of the grate.
Or if you had made sure that there was enough space and then you threw it and then the grate exploded and like pierced their back because they were like far away.
Right.
That'd be so, I mean, what's the opposite of a Christmas miracle?
A Christmas nightmare.
That would have been a Christmas nightmare. That really would have been a Christmas nightmare.
Been a Tim Burton's nightmare on fucking Gerolman Street.
You lived on Gerolman?
I think so, yeah.
In Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn Heights, yeah.
I didn't realize that. I used to go to a doctor on, I thought it was Gerolman.
Gerolman.
It's Gerolman?
Mm-hmm.
One of the best street names in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Harry knows.
It's Gerolman.
He's been over there.
You know what's funny? Yesterday when we were shooting, we were talking sports and whatnot, as men do. And we were like, I was like, Fights, have you been watching the Stanley Cup at all? And he was like, I watched game 2. And I was like, yeah, same. And I was like, I'm definitely going to watch game 3 tonight. And then we were like, is basketball on tonight too? And then collectively, like 6 of us were all like, nah, basketball's tomorrow. We were like, damn, it's crazy how long of a break they have. And then I got home and I went to turn on the hockey game and I realized that basketball was on Sunday and hockey was tonight. And it was funny because we were all fully, like, collective. We talked about it for like 5 minutes straight and we were all fully convinced.
Dude,
just collectively wrong.
Are you for real with what you just said out loud?
Yeah.
That was the dumbest, most worthless. That was so not what I was expecting. I thought there'd be something there.
I thought it was a funny story.
Halfway through, I thought you were trolling me.
I thought it was a great story.
I was like, surely there's more than just scheduling to this.
I think it's funny that everyone thought that the one game was on and we were all wrong.
That's what was unique?
Yeah. Got a lot of laughs in the group chat.
Shit, dude.
Because there's a little callback. I texted them when the game started.
By the way,
we were all wrong.
You're a great storyteller and you are very funny. That was so out of character for you.
Roan, you agree?
Am I wrong? That was nuts.
I wasn't going to say anything.
That out loud.
I wasn't going to say anything at first, but that was
I'm like
below your standard of a notable life experience.
God, man. That was crazy.
All right, I get it.
Well, just explain what maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
No, but like, what was the part that like?
Well, I'm not going to dig deeper into trying to find what was funny about it.
It was the fact that everybody was wrong.
Everyone was wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, man!
I was gonna until Francis said something. It was like maybe deep in the recesses of my brain. I was like, that was a little bit light.
Yeah.
For what you usually pack, what you usually have.
It was. I mean, hey, it wasn't meant to be a grand slam,
It was just a thought starter.
Yeah.
It was a thought starter.
Just a conversation starter.
Take us from one point to another.
I'm like shell shocked right now. I don't know.
I really don't think it was. I don't think it was that bad.
I think that what happened was I was watching you tell, and I was excited about your story, and then I heard you almost realize mid-story.
No, I don't think so.
Like, I don't think there's a whole lot here.
You were strapping in for the roller coaster.
No. I think you were expecting more. You had some weird false expectation. We're deep into the show. If I had something good, it would have already been said. I'm not saving shit for past an hour in or however long in we are.
Fair enough. I mean, maybe it hurt that you had to follow the Christmas tree story.
Yeah, Christmas story.
Well, I just want to know what kind of stuff.
I mean, I didn't know we were like writing for the show. I'll start preparing some bits.
I mean,
because I saw you before. I saw you look at your hand and be like, I don't think I've told you guys the story of the Christmas.
I think
tree.
I have said that story before, but I do.
I don't think you have. I don't think I've ever heard that story.
I do want to quickly.
Before we switch, what are you not telling us?
What do you mean?
Yeah, did you censor something from that story?
Not at all.
No, I was saying if that stuff is so boring and you're saying it out loud, like what's the other stuff that's going on in your life that's not remarkable?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the point.
Splitgate 2 came out.
For
Phenomenal game.
For what it's worth,
amazing at it.
I loved the desk story. I loved that.
Yeah, look,
that was fantastic.
That was juicy as hell.
Yeah,
it was really good.
There were so many branches.
I'm
of
happy
that.
with my performance today.
We went a long way, dude. You are. We rely on you. You're
I feel like you guys
guard.
are trying to like get in my head, but I'm
not.
No.
I wasn't
I'm
even
not
say
worried.
anything.
I've never said
you.
this to you
You
before.
asked about it. I wouldn't have even said.
I'm not
anything.
worried.
I
Just
tell
know,
a lot of
just
bad
know
stories.
tomorrow when we record, I'm bringing bits.
Okay, good. Quickly, I just want to issue a quick shout out to a very serious, a great listener of ours. His name's Vince, and he is in the Navy, and he's about to deploy on a submarine for 6 months, and he just got engaged. And he's a big time listener, and I just want to shout him out. What'd you say?
To a man.
Yeah.
Navy, little Navy riff.
Nice.
Gay Navy,
Nice.
seaman. You
Very
know,
good.
something with that, seaman.
Yeah, just busting balls. Figure he's a fan of the show.
That's great. I love that. Shout out to Vince. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you guys get service down underwater. I don't even know.
I'm sure they have better Wi-Fi than we could possibly comprehend.
You're probably right. They'd have to.
Yeah.
Dude,
Mainlined into the phone.
submarines are nuts.
Yeah.
They go down. They're on them for so long, and it's such a small.
Don't they do like
space.
30 days, even if no matter who you are in the Navy? Don't you have to do at least 30 days on a submarine or something?
I don't know.
Am I talking out of my ass?
I know that
definitely talking out of my
you
ass.
get like assigned to submarines, and I think the Navy knows that is a tough assignment, right? So they end up. I think the pay is the best, and then I think it is like a long period on, and then you get a long period off.
Interesting.
I think that's the case.
One conjugal too.
Not very funny, but interesting.
I'm just trying to honor our
Yeah.
armed forces here, you know?
I didn't
think-
laugh much at that Navy story.
Oh.
With that fan of ours.
Someone's on the
Na-
defense
Nothing
here.
funny about.
Well,
Sounds
the-
like we're losing a listener. Honestly, it sounds like we just lost a listener to the submarines.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he's gonna be listening to the pod much down there. Probably gonna be working. So that story disappointed me more than anything.
Gosh, a little defensive there. You know, look, we got to call it the way
I'm
we see
speaking
it.
I'm just speaking.
I know
mind.
you would do the same to me if I had said something like that.
Francis, are you at a point in comedy where if you were walking, say you were walking like in your neighborhood and you saw like Bill Burr walking down the street, would that be something that would, if like it's be like, holy shit, that was Bill Burr, or would you literally just walk by and be like, no, I don't give a fuck.
No,
Who cares?
I would be thrilled to see Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you say anything or no?
I would,
Yeah.
because I've talked to him a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, that
I
makes
shot
sense.
something with him when he came into Barstool in like 2019,
Oh yeah, I forgot he has like old Barstool ties and shit.
and I saw him recently, and I went and saw his play. So I have things I can
Yeah.
compliments I can give him.
That makes sense.
We'll give another level comedian at that level that you're to make the story that he wouldn't know.
Louis, I wouldn't say anything.
You wouldn't
to
say
him.
anything.
No, cool. I don't
Yeah.
have anything to.
You
I don't
have
know
anything
him.
to say. I was walking and I saw Louis and I didn't say anything.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You devil.
And I was like thrilled.
Yeah.
I was thrilled that I saw him. But immediately I was like, I'm not going to say anything.
I've seen
I was
him.
like, that's insane. If I said something, that would be insane.
What would you say? What level? If you're like, I'm a big fan.
I don't know. I was just like, hey, what's up? But I was like, I'm just going to.
I've seen Louis 3 times randomly in New York City.
That was the only time that was actually probably the only time I've ever really seen like a really famous person in the city.
I've seen
walking
some.
around.
I've seen some. Sometimes it's fun to spot them because they often wear hats and sunglasses, and
yeah.
you have to be like, wait a second.
I've seen like people like at comedy clubs, obviously. I've
right,
seen them at
but
the
that doesn't.
stand.
It's more interesting
More
to see them
interesting.
out
In the
incognito.
wild.
in the wild.
I've seen John Mulaney twice. One
Yeah.
time he was going into Whole Foods. I saw Louis in Whole Foods in line,
Interesting.
and he was talking to the woman behind him, this older woman,
Yeah.
and she had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like the price of chicken, and I was like, that is awesome. And I was 3 people in front of them, and I was just listening, being like, she has no fucking.
Hey, can I
idea.
buy his chicken?
Yeah. I don't know who I would stop.
What do you
like,
mean stop? Like,
or
I think
or-
there's a difference between stopping
yeah,
someone and saying
or
something
say
in
hi.
passing.
I don't know who I would say hi
Would you
to.
say something to Sebastian if you saw him?
Probably
Would you be
not.
like, I really love your work or whatever?
No, probably
You don't
not.
think it feels? I bet it feels nice to the people for you to just very in passing without wanting anything from them, being like, big fan.
Yeah, true.
I think that's I get where you're coming from, where you probably don't want to like bother them or like be a weirdo to them.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I appreciate your work as like a flyby and ask for nothing from them, I think you're like a value add.
True.
Yeah, that's
maybe not though.
I think that's totally fair. I also think I remember that Louis said once on a podcast that he does not like when he sees that people recognize him in New York. And it's because he likes to just exist and sort of experience New York on an anonymous level. And he rides the subway and things like that, right? So
let's give him all of his fame and that.
Yeah.
Pick one, dude. Seriously. Let's give him the riches and the anonymity.
So I knew when I saw him, the first time I saw him, that I had that ringing in my head. And I was walking out of a coffee shop in the West Village, and he was walking in with his daughter.
Yeah.
And I saw him, and I went like that. And then I just went with my cup, and he went subtle nod.
Nice.
And then he came in through the door.
I didn't even do it.
And I was so proud of myself.
I went like this.
Yeah.
And then I passed him.
Yeah.
And then you called everyone you knew.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I did text my friends.
Did I tell you that
they were stoked?
I went and saw Neil Brennan's opening night of his Three Mics show.
No.
Just randomly. I bought tickets and went and saw it.
Recently?
This was years ago.
Oh.
And it was in that tiny little theater off of Lafayette Street. I can't even remember what that place is called. But that's where he was running it. And I went and saw it. And I sat down in my seat with my buddy. And then in came to sit next to us. And I'll do this in order.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Damn.
Trevor Noah. Chris Rock. John Legend. Chrissy Teigen. Colin Jost.
Damn.
They all sat 6.
Pedophiles row.
Oh, God. They were sitting like...
Would they order a cheese pizza?
Next to me. It was very tough to focus on the show. I
just got off Epstein's Island.
Yeah. I don't think that's Epstein's Island.
Tegan?
Legend?
Chrissy?
No way.
Chrissy T?
I love Chrissy T.
Running the island?
No way.
Oh, I forgot that's your friend. That's your actual friend.
She's a friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh. Didn't know we had ties. Didn't know our podcast had direct ties.
3
to the
degrees
island.
of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I thought we were all clean.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Alan Dershowitz the other day, and he was saying the same thing.
Nice. Dude, it's crazy how prevailing the Epstein Island thing is. Like, is that ever going to go away?
No, I don't think so. But it also is kind of weird because it's
not
like
until he comes out of witness protection.
Totally agree. There are sides to it though, where it's like there's the side of like, oh, I want like, yeah, there should be these people should be held accountable, and then there's the side of like, if there's nothing, like there seems to be a group of people who would never admit it, but like they want it to be more famous celebrities than it is. Like I feel like it's gonna like everything that
conspiracy theorists.
No, like not even like conspiracy theorists, not even that level, but like people on Twitter who are like
Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt.
Like, yeah.
Just
what
like
yeah.
Well, those are conspiracy theorists.
Well, I don't know if I would. I'm not, but I don't mean like fucking. I'm not talking like war mode conspiracies. I'm talking like, baseline people who are like super into politics and they're like, what do you mean Bill Clinton isn't on the list? Like furious that like these people weren't raping kids. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at.
I see what you mean.
Like that. I've seen that on Twitter.
I would still classify those people. Like they think there's smoke, so they assume there's fire.
Yeah,
and
but they're like,
as you said, they want it to be true.
Yeah.
They want to affirm their suspicions, which, again, to me, I would say, in the absence of evidence, that is you're conspiring.
But I don't even mean like direct. Like I mean like more political. Like I think it's more politically driven.
Yeah,
like everyone hates Elon Musk. Elon Musk tweets that Trump was on Epstein Island. I knew Elon was the smart one all along.
Oh, they came to his side from that?
100% people did, yeah.
The people who are obsessed about Epstein's Island.
And who hate Trump.
Really?
Yes. And then people who don't hate Trump and loved Elon the whole time are all of a sudden like,
dude,
Elon's a piece of shit.
I saw Elon do that and I was like, give me a fucking break, dude.
Yeah, but most people...
That Epstein's Island is this generation's like McCarthyism.
Yeah, but some people are really dumb.
You know? I thought that was so specious of Elon Musk. I thought it was just thin as hell.
Yeah.
You're going to just like, oh, it's the oldest like fucking taking your ball and punting it over the thing because you can't play the game. You got kicked out. He got kicked out of the game. And he's like, you know what? Fucking Epstein's Island.
Yeah. I just think like, isn't it like...
Shut up, dude.
Isn't it like if like...
That's something Chrissy Teigen's friend would say, for sure.
That is a Teigen quote. But like, isn't it like...
It's not a Teigen quote.
Wouldn't you be, regardless of your thoughts on Trump, like, wouldn't you be more happy to learn that he wasn't molesting children?
I totally get
like,
your point
if you
about
found
that.
out that anyone was molesting children, wouldn't your initial reaction be like, that sucks? Rather than like, yes, and I hated him all along.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, but it's like, well, what kids had to be molested for you to get that.
You're harkening back to a level of idealism that hasn't existed in fucking 30 since 9/11.
Yeah, you are right.
When for a moment people were like, actually, let's not wish that things are worse than they are.
It is, yeah, you are right, because it has been happening for years. When it's like a YouTuber gets in trouble, and then people are like, finally. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but you're still like celebrating that person did something bad.
There's that great line from The Big Short when the two young guys sell their puts or whatever on the housing market. Their credit default swaps.
And he's like, people are going to lose
jobs. And Brad
jobs.
Pitt's like, you're betting against the American economy. People are going to lose their houses. Like, stop dancing. You know.
Yeah, that is true.
For those conspiracies to be true, if that gave those people glee, the underlying truth of that is that more people raped kids than that's a great point.
Yeah, it's just like the whole revealing of the I don't know. I guess people want the information, which I understand.
Yeah,
I think it's more like
but it's like, who's someone I'm trying to think of someone that I like despise, like a famous person.
Steiny.
No, not him. But like, I don't know. Like, let's say it's the end of the football season. It looks like the Chiefs are gonna win this. Gonna go to the Super Bowl again.
And Steiny's gonna win his big bet.
And Steiny's gonna win his big bet. I'm not gonna be. If it came out that Patrick Mahomes was on the Epstein flight logs, I wouldn't be sitting there like, let's go. He raped all those kids.
Yeah, I know. But that's just because I think you have other stuff to sustain your day.
Yeah, it's true.
You're building
like
desks.
My new PC. But my new PC, when you get the power of that thing and you feel that you can have like 7,000 tabs open at once, you start to wonder, is this how you get into, well, I think he was on the list.
Right.
You know, you start 17 Twitter
Let me
accounts
cross-reference
open.
them.
I'm on TweetDeck.
Go real deep. You're subscribing to stuff to see the logs.
Yeah. I got the hydraulic press in the corner working overtime.
Making your like IRL split screen videos of the hydraulic press and you talking about shit on the other side.
Just cutting Subway Surfers and hydraulic press clips together into one.
I love the idea that you're so fixated on the internet that you accidentally put your panini in the hydraulic press instead of the panini press. Oh no!
Well, what's that? The new corporation. Was it Palantir or whatever?
Palantir, yeah.
Palantir.
I'm not sure.
But they're aggregating everybody's information. So you're just making yourself way easier to aggregate by putting it all in a tower.
Yeah, it is true. I'm going to have to dispose of the tower.
That's the one that Kash Patel was talking about.
Right.
He's like, oh, it's just going to make it way easier. Or I think maybe J.D. Vance was talking about it too. It's going to make it way easier for the FBI or whatever.
Am I having a tower?
No, if you have a tower that you're tweet decking off of, it's easier for the FBI to find illegals.
I see. Do they know I'm on a VPN though? First thing you do when you get a tower is download a VPN.
Did you actually?
No.
You should, bro.
I probably should. I do have some crazy because I forgot when you get a PC, you got to get like a virus protection. Mac just comes with it all built in.
Yeah,
you never got to worry about a virus.
You got to put armor on that bitch.
Yeah. PC, everything you do, it says like permission for this to access all of the files on your PC. Permission for this to make changes on your PC. I played Halo, Splitgate 2, which if you like Halo, Francis, you would love Splitgate 2. It's like a combination of Call of Duty and Halo. Very fun. New arena game, free to play. Yeah, Halo. And I played COD. I downloaded COD. It was 280 gigabytes. So I deleted. I just wanted to see what it was like to play COD on PC. So I adjusted all the settings. I watched the whole settings tutorial. I played like 2 games. It was the exact same shit. Better graphics, I will say. FPS was pretty similar though.
I haven't played video games in so long, and I was at Shane's, and he was off doing Rogan, and so I was like, "I'll play some video games," and I tried to turn it on.
Yeah,
buddy. It was as if I was like trying to unlock files to, Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
It was the most complicated shit. To his code. You know that thing where you got to hit like a combination of buttons and crazy things?
He has an Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have
that.
That
was crazy. I had to get that.
Yeah.
And
what did you end up playing?
Well, then I went into his library of games and I was like, oh, look, there's Halo. Tried to play Halo.
Man.
Nope. Couldn't play Halo.
Why? Wasn't downloaded?
You had to download it.
Oh.
And it was like, well, what Halo do I want to play? And then I ended up getting this like pack that include Halo 3 because that's the last one I knew really well how to play.
The last Halo you played was Halo 3.
Which was great.
I think Halo 4 came out like when I was like 6.
Yeah, I loved playing Halo 3. Guardian was my favorite map.
Yeah. What did you play it on?
On Xbox.
Oh, nice. The original Xbox?
He played it on Abacus.
No, I had an Xbox 360, I think.
Oh, nice. Greatest console of all time.
Really?
Far and away, easily.
Yeah, except you'd get those 3 rings of death.
The red ring of death.
The red ring of death.
Did you ever actually get it?
I did have that.
I never actually got it.
And then my buddy, who was really into gaming, did the work for me to send it back for under the warranty to get a new one.
Very nice.
Which was awesome because I wasn't going to do that. I don't remember what I got him in return. Maybe I got him some food.
That sounds right.
That sounds like a proper exchange.
Yeah. But I was trying to play and so then I couldn't figure out how to get that going. It was crazy. It was like your system is not. You have to download a new thing in order to be able to play this.
That's what like gaming is like.
What
now.
The fuck?
It's constantly updating and downloading.
So then I went into the games that he already had downloaded, and a lot of those had crazy things that for some reason I couldn't play. So then I ended up just playing Mortal Kombat.
Ah, that's a great game.
It was okay, man.
What about Hell Let Loose?
Yeah, Shane set that up for me later.
How did you like it?
Even just choosing a map was impossible. I was going through lobbies. And
Hell Let Loose is I've played that.
The maps are humongous.
Yeah, I
couldn't even find the action.
You can't find the action at all.
I just ended up running until the game ended.
Yeah.
It was like the other teams won.
You just did cardio?
I didn't see a single person.
The biggest maps of all time, and there's like 700 people on both teams.
It was a nightmare, dude.
But there's no there's no like username that pops up above their head or anything. Like it's just they're on the screen, just moving around like in the shadows, and then you don't even know if you kill them. You just shoot in their direction.
I didn't really have a good time, and I was really disappointed. And I remember the simplicity of taking a disc and putting it into the machine, and it boots up, and you're playing the game. And it's like, do you want to play campaign or do you want to play multiplayer?
Yeah.
And that was it. So I do want to play. I want to play Halo with you.
Yeah, you should get it. I got it for free.
I wouldn't even know which Halo we're talking about now.
I think it's like Halo Infinite. I think that's the current one. But I haven't played Halo since Halo Reach.
You're not gonna get addicted, Francis.
I'm not gonna get addicted, but I'm not even gonna be able to get in.
If you just get an Xbox, dude, an Xbox like Series S or X or whatever it is, I think they're like $200.
Yeah, money doesn't grow on trees,
And then you get yourself like a
we can't all buy PCs
144
these days,
HZ monitor. It's another $250. Our Zopa, great brand.
I can't play it on my television.
Well, you can if you want to have terrible FPS, latency, input delay. Does Shane play on a TV?
Yeah. As far as I can tell.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, you can do that. It's just not.
What is he? Is he on fraud watch for that?
A little bit, yeah. Depends on the games you play.
Oh no!
Playing a first-person shooter on like I'd assume what is it, like an 80-inch flat screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, playing a
put him on
first-person
fraud
shooter.
watch?
Playing a first-person shooter on that is insane. You're just not going to get your best performance.
Swinging with a donut.
The input delay has to be
When you go to the tournaments and you play on a little 13-inch screen, it becomes way easier.
exactly 28-inch.
I am stoked that you got a PC. I'm pumped about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
you got over the hump because I was telling you for so long you can afford this, and you said no. I can't.
Yeah, you were very. I was thinking about that the entire time I was doing it. I was like, Francis was dead on because I've been saying I was like, I think it's like $4,000 for a PC, and it wasn't even $1,000.
That's so awesome. What do you
for
spend?
a laptop for a computer that will last forever because you can just upgrade the parts constantly.
That's cool.
So what part lasts forever?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just got it. I'm hoping I don't have to upgrade my parts yet.
Yeah, that would suck.
I got a decent. I think my motherboard is pretty solid. I got 16 gigabytes of RAM. Not bad.
That's plenty of RAM.
That's plenty of RAM. And
It's
if
like
I need
a whole
more RAM, I
Dodge.
can get more RAM.
Yeah, you could easily get more RAM. I don't even know what is RAM.
I have no idea.
Memory, some random access memories.
It's some sort of memory thing with like I think it's like how much space your computer. I don't know. I'm not.
I never
gonna
knew
try
RAM
it.
or I never knew horsepower.
Yeah, it's something with how much your computer is using. I think. I don't know. I have this whole screen up that says like CPU percentage and shit, like how much is being used.
So, what's the next big upgrade for your PC?
See, people just want to know
I
what's
don't know.
next.
Nothing.
They
'Cause
won't
I
celebrate
played-
with you.
I played Call of Duty on it, which I would assume is one of the more advanced, faster moving games that you could play, other than like I don't know what Elden Ring or some shit with the graphics. But
Yeah.
like, and it operated completely fine. So I don't know what else I would need
But
unless
know,
I was like streaming.
what's the difference between your PC and a $5,000 PC? More RAM,
Yeah,
more
it's just
better graphics, better screen.
better graphics, better
More
storage,
lights, I think, right?
More lights.
Because
More
I
lights
want
on
the
the
best
side.
for my boy.
Like I was getting, I think when I played COD, I think I peaked at like 125 FPS, which is like fine. It's good. It's not
Yeah.
great. Like the streamers, the dudes that are like huge, when you watch their games, they're getting like over like 250 FPS,
Damn, double?
100 more.
Oh, right.
That's
But
more.
they can get up, I think, to like around 300.
Did you say 125 for you?
Yeah.
And then they have 250?
Yeah.
That's double.
No, it is exactly double. I was thinking 150, 300, whole thing. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna let it slide. I'm not trying to. I'm not here to be on
fucking
your ass.
Francis is on my ass.
No,
right
I'm
now. That's
not.
the
I did
problem.
that gently.
He's
I did that
riding
gently.
my ass.
You corrected
Hop off-
me,
hop
and
off
I was
my ass,
you.
brother.
You corrected me, so I said, "Wait a second, am I wrong?" And then I did the math, and I thought, "No,
Dude.
I'm not." But you know what? That's okay. I am still thrilled that you got your PC.
You know what I will this was kind of funny. I already told you guys this though, but I was saying I've been waking up with like my throat super dry, super congested, and I was like I'm definitely snoring because I've been sleeping on my back. So I did what you've recommended in the past, which was the mouth tape
Yeah.
with the eye mask.
Oh man.
And I set my alarm for this was yesterday. I set my alarm for 10:30 a.m. went to bed around like midnight or maybe 1. I woke up at 2 p.m.
Oh my god.
I woke up at 2 p.m. in the same position with the mouth tape still on and the eye mask still on. I checked my phone, dude, and I was like, no. Did I take a nap?
Is it daylight savings?
And I just I was like, this can't be possible.
Dude, if I woke up at 2 p.m., I would be terrified.
All you got to do in a situation like that, because that is like you wake up and you're like, I'm the biggest piece of shit on the planet. How the fuck could this have possibly happen?
You have 4 hours
did
till
I-
you might as well have dinner
exactly
for
yeah.
breakfast.
You kind of just gotta do what you can with what you got, and you gotta just like put it in the back burner and be like, I just gotta operate like I've already been awake for 8 hours.
Oh my god, dude. Even at the height of my puberty, even at like the most angsty teenage teenage stage of my life, I don't know if I ever slept.
I haven't slept that late, I think.
I'm happy for you. That probably felt so good.
Dude.
Did it feel good? Did your brain feel like...
Yeah, it felt good. I was able to fall asleep at like 1 last night. Actually, that's not true. I probably went to bed at like 2:30.
Jesus Christ.
But I was productive with it because I was like, I played video, like we shot.
It was productive. I played video games.
Well, we shot, we filmed. It was a Sunday. We were doing work for Barstool, not typically something you see around these parts. So we shot, we shot on a Sunday, and then I went home, I played some video games, and then I got off, and I was like, well, I'm definitely not going to be able to fall asleep. So I wrote for like an hour, and then I went to bed.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's like, you just gotta, and then I woke up at 9 today to punish myself.
Okay, so
because I went to bed around like 2:30, and I was like, doesn't matter, you're waking up at 9 regardless. Yeah. It doesn't matter what time you're falling asleep tonight.
We can't make it happen.
You're not waking up at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Dude, we on the night of the premiere, I went to bed at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And you woke up at what, 7?
I woke up at like 9:30.
Yeah.
And I have not recovered from that.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
That was 5 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all through my time in Chicago, I was a wreck. I had I don't mean to get gross, but we talk about this a lot. I had diarrhea in Chicago, and it was for like a day and a half, and it was in the type where every 45 minutes I had to go. I would finish going to the bathroom,
and you get up,
and then 20 minutes later, I'd be like, I have to go to the bathroom again. And
it's like an hourglass. There's just sand coming out of your asshole.
Dude, it was so insane. And I was not hungry because I didn't feel well. So I was just drinking tons of water.
Yeah.
And I told Brandon before the fucking Friday show, I go, dude, my opener, Brandon, I was like, dude, you need to be prepared.
Yeah.
To come on stage while I'm on.
I've had to do that many times.
I was like, there is no telling.
Yeah.
If it could be 5 minutes into my set that I'm like, all right, and I would have told the crowd.
Yeah, 100%.
I would have been like, I would have been honest with them.
Yeah.
What would you have said?
I'd been like, guys, I'm just going to level with you here. I have horrific digestive problems right now, and I might need to jump off stage, but I'll be right back. And Brandon will come out and say hi to you guys. You loved Brandon. You loved him. And he and I might just be, swapping in and out. It might be a little revolving door here.
I've had it happen where I've had to, when I was in comics, doing Comics Roadhouse, the casino, me and Mook did that gig, and that's when you only get, it's just 2-man show.
Yeah.
And I had to do that. It was in between the late show and the early show. I had to find the manager and ask him to get me Emodium.
Oh my God.
And I was like, dude, like Mook was on stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not even kidding. I won't be able to go up. And they got it. And I went up. And as me and Mook were passing on stage, I was like, be ready.
Be ready. For what?
Stretch. You're going to want to stretch.
And the thing with Mook probably knew, when I said be ready, he knew immediately what I meant.
Yeah.
He's probably telling you that as the opener.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, be ready. I got a short leash on myself.
I've never taken Emodium, and
it works.
And
like,
I think
fucking amazing.
Part of the reason I've never taken it is that one time I took Gas X.
Oh, Gas X is the biggest scam.
It was like I had taken a cyanide pill. My stomach, I'll never forget the knots.
Yeah.
That it was like, oh, we're just gonna tie off your butthole.
It doesn't help with gas.
It hurts so much, dude.
Dude, I'll have the worst gas pains ever, and I'll take Gas X, and they'll get worse.
Yeah.
It does not release anything. It just shuts it down.
So that's why I thought taking Emodium, I kind of equated it where I thought this is gonna stop her up.
It definitely, I'd say it does.
Something from my body, but that seemed bad to me.
It might shut you down for a day.
But
you'll be back. You'll be firing up the next day. No, it's not painful.
Okay.
It just shuts you down.
You got to try it, just recreationally.
Yeah.
Take a little microdose of it just to get a taste.
I will say that, this was like, I went on like a 5 or 6 day, basically bender.
Yeah.
Of just terrible food, lots of late nights drinking, right?
You, John Lovitz, Veronica Slowikowska.
No, but my point is that if I went straight from Austin to Chicago, and that when I had that diarrhea, I mean, it was brought on from this civil war I was putting myself through.
Yeah.
And on the other side of it, yesterday, when I finally emerged and got home, I have never looked better in my life.
Oh, wow.
I was so
Sometimes that's all you need is just a reset.
Fucking dehydrated and cut. I was like, God damn, dude. Nothing makes you look better than diarrhea.
Yeah.
2 days of diarrhea.
Yeah, that is true.
Get all the water weight out. It's
Yeah.
a cleanse. It's like a juice cleanse.
Was a cleanse. It was great.
And the juicer is your butthole.
Your bum.
It's like I'd vacuum sealed my skin around my own body.
I wish any still frames from that.
Any stills?
No.
Nothing that he can show.
Yeah. Now it's all on the desktop.
It's in
Hack into his phone.
It's in my hidden file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely got to take advantage of my new hacking abilities.
I
On
mean,
the PC.
you're probably the one who got me.
Yeah. I could now. That's for sure.
Really?
Easily.
I put multi-factor on all my shit.
Good luck.
Multiple-
Multi-factor's getting to be a little much.
I know. I have multiple outside apps that
Yeah.
like double protect, 3-factor, 4-factor.
Yeah.
Hard
I don't
factor.
need multi-factor to sign in for
Fear
like,
factor.
Dude,
fucking
the
ESPN.
The 2-factor thing is necessary. I am in the midst of a fucking battle. Oh my God. You know who I'm battling with, by the way?
2-factor.
Easy Pass.
That's going to be a tough fight.
Roan, I'm assuming you have Easy
It's
Pass.
like
and
fighting against the
you drive a
fucking-
good amount. What in the fuck is going on with tolls?
It's the congestion pricing.
Bro, tolls are... I mean, do you remember when you'd like, as a kid, be on a road trip with your family and you just throw like a quarter into a bucket?
I was
And
all
then
scared
it's like,
you'd
okay,
miss
now
it.
you can drive to Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I drove down to DC for my dad's birthday and back. The cost to do that driving was like $120 of tolls.
Yeah, it's insane.
And it's all from the bridges in New
Yeah.
Jersey. Anytime you cross a bridge in New Jersey, it's $16.
Yeah, that's fucked. Congestion pricing.
The congestion pricing is $9, and the Hudson Tunnel toll is $16. So just to come into the city that way is $25, right?
Yeah.
But there's all these other bridges that you got to cross. Delaware's tolls, Washington's, DC's tolls or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I mean, I went through it.
It's cheaper to take a train round trip by far.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's probably cheaper to fly.
Cheaper to
to
take
be
an Uber.
honest. Yeah, honestly.
What are Uber drivers making? What percentage
6
do they
figures.
make?
Easily.
No, I think Uber is making 6 figures off of them. I
Yeah.
think that they're making
I don't
slave
think they-
labor wages.
Yeah, I don't think they make a ton. I don't think they make terrible money, though,
Really?
in Manhattan.
Because every car's got to be black. Like it's got to
And-
be an Escalade.
Yeah, and it costs so much. But yeah, I think it's not good.
You getting that picture for us?
I did take a picture of myself, but it's pretty gay.
I just want to see it.
You
I'm-
want to
I'm
see it?
good.
I'm in a
I'm all
towel
set.
at my golf club. Now, I'm not even going to show you. It's too gay.
Come on, let me see
No,
it.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I'm not
straight.
gonna.
I'm
Don't show it to
straight.
Harry. I'm not gonna judge you.
I was pretty ripped in this picture.
Let's just see it.
You want to see it?
Oh my God! It looks like the goddamn Venus de Milo.
This is diarrhea body, right?
Jesus Christ, bro! You look like Steve Gerben up there.
That's it. Hairball's tuning out. Can't handle it.
All right.
I'm just good on your body, bro.
Hairball, you know what I want to do? I talked to Hairball about this. I pitched him on this. He didn't respond. I said,
I can't do this.
I want to train Harry for content.
Yeah, that's when you lose me.
yeah.
I
he's
want to
not
go.
gonna-
You're in the gym. You're working out, and you're constantly complaining about being sore. I think.
I haven't complained about being sore in months.
Man,
If he
Or
says
weeks.
no,
Let's
if
say
he
weeks.
says no, it's a definite no because usually he'll say yes, and the real answer will be no.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
a no is like,
Usually the answer is yes, and then down the road it will be no. But
Right.
I'm saying no right off the bat.
You realize though,
Not in a
that
million years.
if you and
I did it. I did that for Barstool already. I hated it.
what?
We just do when I do the whoop thing,
Oh,
Yeah,
This
Stephen
isn't
Che
what
was
that
your
would be.
trainer.
and I was in good shape then too.
this would just be you and me going into one of those private gyms, right?
Yeah.
and
Zero interest.
doing, I don't know, a couple workouts.
Get like Clemmer or Tommy to do something like that. I'm not.
It's got to be.
I'm
us.
not going to be on camera sweating and like lifting 130 pounds.
Man, it would be a fun piece of content. It would be.
You can go solo.
What if we did it for Roan.com?
Even no, still absolutely
Is it even
not.
worse? But that means that I would be paying you.
That would rip on Roan.com.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
It's like
We'll do
cookie
Halo.
Why don't you
cutters.
guys do it?
We'll do Halo.
You guys can do it.
No,
We'll do Halo.
I'll do Halo for sure.
Yeah.
But you guys
let's play
can do
Halo.
it.
I'd like to play Halo.
Yeah, let's play Halo.
All right.
What? We'll do 1v1s. Because I'm not good at. I've played Halo very little.
I think it's a good.
Like I don't even
test.
have the settings down.
I gotta figure out Halo Reach though, if that's the newest one. I don't.
No. Halo Reach is not even close to the newest one.
I don't know
Are you
any
giving him
of
points?
Yeah, we
should.
could give him points. Give you 3 points.
Well, I need to figure out like what the new technology and guns are like, and throwing
I
grenades
know, me
and
too.
all that. Because in Halo 3, the new thing that they had were these orbs that you could throw that would deplete someone's shield,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what I mean?
Like a grenade.
No, not a grenade.
Like
There
a
were these
power-up.
balls that you'd pick up and you could throw them. And if someone walked through its radius, then it would deplete their shield, and then you could shoot them.
Got it.
That was a new thing for that, and I'm sure that so many new things like that have come out since then.
Yeah, I don't know. It usually goes game by game.
Well, that's what I'm
Some
saying.
games are easier to play than others.
Yeah.
Like every year. Like this year, Call of Duty is just on the ground, and they just released the trailer for Black Ops 7, and it's all jetpacks and shit. But I'll take a look.
Okay.
We'll get the logistics down. I mean, you're gonna have to practice if we want to make this a good video.
I mean, I didn't.
Or we could
practice
do
to
no
play Madden,
practice.
and I
But the
beat
thing
you
is,
in
I
that.
will. But I am going to practice.
Because you were so embarrassed when we played Madden.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
So, how many points do you want? What's your handicap?
Well, why don't I play the game first?
That's what I just said. And
I
you said you weren't going to.
Huh?
I said that's what I just said, and you said you weren't going to.
I don't know that I said that.
I said, well, you should practice before, and you said, well, I didn't practice for Madden.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to practice for this.
That's what it insinuates for sure. It's definitely what it hints at.
I think I was just saying that to give you a little bit of a little brotherly shove.
Shout out to the birds.
The birds?
Brotherly shove.
Oh, yeah.
Tush push.
All right.
All right.
I am in Amarillo.
Really?
Amarillo.
Yeah.
Websites for that at roan.com.
Run.com.com.
I'm kind of off the grid for a little.
See him on Netflix.
But I'll be in the fall. I have a lot coming up. Phoenix and Philly and Boston, Austin, and
Yeah, I got a bunch coming up in the fall as well.
somewhere else.
I'm also
So.
going to be in Destin, Florida.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right.